Still gonna get our asses kicked.
Precision, accuracy.
Precision and accuracy.
In hops we trust.
Today we find ourselves at the Half Batch Brewing Company in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Half Batch has been brewing innovative beers since 2017. Their goal? To brew the best possible beer every time. Hence their motto, Half Batch Brewing, never half-ass. Half Batch is also host to the annual Stumpberfest Celebration, where we stumped the competition. But more on that later. This is
In hops we trust.
That's perfect! Thank you guys! Appreciate it! Now we're here in Hendersonville in Sumner County, sitting down at Half Batch Brewing with founder and owner Nate Newton. Nate, how are you?
Doing great.
Excellent. We had a blast at your Stumpberfest this past weekend.
It's always a good time.
A lot of fun. We're terrible at the stump game, but you know what? I'm not gonna let that deter me. I'm gonna go back to New Jersey and I'm gonna find me a stump. And I'm gonna spend the next year practicing. And I'll be back, Nate, and I'll be back to claim that trophy. You wait and see. Got to sample some of your excellent beer on Saturday at the festival. And today I'm enjoying your, which was your pepper stout?
Pepper sprout.
Pepper sprout, very nice. Mm-hmm. You get that nice little bit of heat in there with every sip.
For sure, we like to keep it subtle, but
absolutely.
It's definitely in there. And when you get to the bottom of the pint, you know you're drinking a pepper beer for sure.
Let's start with your history.
Okay.
You went to school in Louisiana.
I did.
And that's when you started home brewing?
Yeah, in the kitchen of my college apartment in 1996.
Okay.
Just kind of fell in love with the process. Brewed a lot of bad beer, but we drank it all because we were college students. People ask me all the time, how do you brew good beer? And I always say, first you brew a lot of bad beer.
That's good. Yeah, it's very good advice. That's very good advice.
Homebrewed for 25 years. Opening a brewery is something that I dreamed about and always wanted to do through that whole period of time, like I think a lot of homebrewers do. Mm-hmm. And found myself here in Hendersonville, a city with no brewery in it, and all my kids graduated high school and moved out of the house, and it just seemed like a time to take a chance. I hated my job. My wife and I cashed in whatever retirement accounts we had and found a couple of investors, and opened a brewery.
We'll edit that out, don't worry.
We opened this place in July 2017. It's obviously a labor of love. We've enjoyed great local support here. It's a great place, and it's a great city. And you're drinking pepper sprout, which is actually plucked from a famous duet with June and Johnny Cash, who are actually buried right out the back in the cemetery, right out the back door.
No kidding.
Yep.
We are on our way to check out the grave site of the late great Johnny Cash and his wife June. Final resting spot of the man in black himself.
Nashville claims a lot of country music stars, but a lot of them, Roy Orbison and name actually lived out here in Hendersonville because they wanted to get out of town. And there's still a large songwriting community. There's a lot of musical talent in the city.
Mm-hmm. What was the hustle like in those early days of you trying to break into the brewing industry?
It's a difficult business to be in, for sure. I would say, the marketing and sales aspect of it was probably overlooked in our business plan.
Outline.
Yeah, as a sketch. Yeah. Here in Tennessee, a brewery can only self-distribute in the county where we're located, which is great if you're in a county with a large city, but we're here in Sumner County, about 3 or 4 miles from the county line where Nashville is. So we can't go over there and sell beer ourselves.
Yeah.
We can only self-distribute to accounts here in Sumner County. Mm-hmm. So you have to be really opportunistic. You have to really take advantage of whatever opportunities you find to sell beer. Mm-hmm. And you have to really hustle and you have to really work. It's not been easy, and obviously this year threw us a whole nother curveball.
Yeah.
But we get our beer into more and more people's mouths all the time, and that's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. We try to brew the best beer we can brew, and we try to get as many people to try it as we can get, and then that just kind of builds your momentum.
Oh yeah, this is delicious. Couple of questions for you ladies. Ever wonder what IPA stands for? What makes a sour beer sour? If you want these answers and more, check out Beard Broads. The Broads are back and better than ever in a revamped, retooled, and reloaded new show. They're here to educate you on all things beer. Not only will they be bringing in female guests from the craft industry, but they'll be featuring women from all walks of life and careers. They will be sitting down in the bar at Ambassador Studios, learning about and tasting all different styles of beer. Keep up with the Broads on Instagram and watch all of their episodes in the Beard Broads playlist on the In Hops We Trust YouTube channel. Cheers, Broads.
Let's talk about Stumpberfest. How did all of this start?
Well, you know, the Stump game is a game we played in our backyard and at house parties forever and ever. We just kind of thought it would be funny. That's how a lot of our ideas begin, actually. We thought it would be funny if we had a loosely Oktoberfest themed party and called it Stumpberfest and centered it around the Stump game tournament. It turns out it was funny, and it is fun.
You were damn right about that, sir. We're not going to win, so get that out of your mind right now. We'll just have fun. Make it look good on camera. After suffering a loss in our first match in the Stump game, we are now one loss away from elimination. I am in desperate need of a redemption story. Let's see if I can get it done with a little liquid courage. You guys celebrated this year your 3rd year anniversary.
Right.
Congratulations on all that.
Thank you.
Obviously, a bigger facility means you can produce more and et cetera. What are some other things that you've noticed from the time that you started the facility until now?
We're growing. It's kind of a slow growth, which is I'm fine with. I'd rather do that than to kind of outpace what we can support. There's beginning to be some chatter and some talk about moving to a larger facility. You know, there have been some bumps along the way. We've made some mistakes, but I like to say we haven't made the fatal mistake yet.
Exactly. You made mistakes you can learn, you can grow from.
For sure. For sure.
I was on your website the other day, and I noticed that your bio in particular has statistics ranked underneath it. So I'm going to read out the categories for you, okay? So Nate's stats are brewing, naming of beers, tasting of beers, tomfoolery, and then general shenanigans. Now, of those 5 things, now I have the answer. Of those 5 things, what would you say is the #1 thing that you're the best at?
That I'm the best at?
What the best at?
Oh, it's definitely general shenanigans.
Oh, well, you see,
I don't know, maybe tomfoolery. It's close.
your actual best statistic is brewing. He owns a brewery, and his best statistic is brewing. Your #2, you were right to think it's general shenanigans. That's absolutely correct. That is #2. Number 3.
If I had it my way, that would be my only.
That's
That
your
would
only
be the beginning
statistic.
and ending of my job description.
Number 3, we had tasting of beers. Naturally, you know.
Very important.
You're brewing them, you gotta taste them. I mean, that's just
part of the
common
job.
Exactly. Number 4 is tomfoolery, of course. And number 5 is the naming of beers. So apparently, from your staff's perspective anyway, not the best at naming your beers, but brewing them, he is absolutely the best.
Hey there, Mac. If you're watching this episode and you say to yourself, wow, Ralph, what is that logo on your beanie? Well, let me tell you, Jack, it's my face. That's right. In Hops We Trust now has its own merchandising, and you can buy it on inhopswetrustfilm.com. That's inhopswetrustfilm.com. Vitamina Vegemin. On the site, you'll find all things ranging from my Hophead logo, the In Hops We Trust logo, and the Beer Broads logo, on items varying from sweatshirts, t-shirts, beanies, to coffee mugs and pictures. So go on to inhopswetrustfilm.com and buy yourself something nice. Tell them Ralph sent you. All right, let's get back into it.
So now we're going to do a segment that we like on this show where I ask you 3 rapid questions in a row. Question number 1, we're going to start with an easy one. What's your favorite type of beer to drink?
Probably Belgian triples.
Belgian triples?
We do one every year in the spring, but I just like the banana, clove, fruitiness in there.
Okay, what do you guys brew here more than anything else, would you say?
Well, it used to be the Falcon. The Scottish Ale was the biggest seller by far, but it actually is kind of evening out lately. All our flagships sell equally well. We pretty much have our seasonals nailed down. We do pepper sprout every fall. We do cowboy oatmeal every winter. We do Big G, which is a Belgio-American ale, in the spring. Summertime is kind of still up for grabs. I think we've brewed 3 different seasonals, 3 summers, so we're still trying to figure that out. Overall, the Falcon probably still has an edge. It's just it's a really easy drinker. Goes down smooth, has a nice dry finish. Just a little bit of roasted malt in there.
And the third one's weird. You ready?
Sure.
Which would you rather be, the stump or the nail?
Wow. I guess I go with the nail.
Okay.
Do you need an explanation?
I mean, I would love one. If you're willing to give one, I would love it.
I don't really have one. I just.
You know, it makes somewhat sense. Yeah, you're getting pounded in the beginning, but then you're home.
Hey, sometimes they miss.
Exactly. Hey, sometimes they do miss. The stump is
gets
always
hit every time.
Always getting it with the stump. With the nail, hey, 50-50. All right, so for the next part, we had heard that if you combine Coca-Cola with your Stumpberfest, that it tastes delicious.
It's a new one for me.
So we are going to try that right now.
All right, let's do it.
There we go. All right. Here's to the future.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's not bad.
It's kind of a winner.
Yeah, that's not bad.
All right.
I think we've discovered something
new every day.
Right? How about that? Who knew? See, you're learning things all the time on In Hops We Trust. If you are in Sumner County and have not already checked out Half Batch Brewing, what are you doing with your life? Get on over here and enjoy some of their delicious beers. Throw in some cola, and you got yourself a nice little make-two shandy. Nate, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, man. Cheers.
Cheers. This don't look good. Good luck, honey. It's over. The game, boys. You know, we're going to be back next year. We're going to go home, back to New Jersey. We're going to get some practice in. In Hops We Trust will be back next year. We're going to win the whole thing. Whole thing next year.
Stumpberfest in Hops. Nailed it.
In Hops We Trust.
Want another beer? Check out our channel, In Hops We Trust Film. There you'll get all our latest content, including new episodes, tastings, and all things In Hops related. Cheers! In Hops We Trust is an Ambassador Studios production.